The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now.
Hi folks, Basil Chapman here, sitting in for Tommy O'Brien. Market Kickoff. Tommy can't make it, and I said I would sub for him, so I'll be doing this show, I'll be doing my show. So let's get to it. We've got a lot to do, and I'm going to try to use, because I like to have a Tiger TV in the background when I'm doing my own work during the day. I haven't always heard all the comments, but I've certainly seen many of the charts that Tommy does, and we'll go through many of them. I don't know whether those are his positions or not, but we'll look at them. So let's go straight to the market itself. We'll go to the futures, and we're looking at the Dow futures. The Dow futures are up now about 34 points at 35,834, all-time highs we're looking at. And what we're looking at here, when we're looking at some of the techniques in the Chapman wave methodology, I'll just include them here. Well, first of all, let me just say, for my subscribers, I've always tried to find the lowest, most obvious low bar, count each successively higher peak, alphabetize them sequentially, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but it's at that fourth highest peak, peak D, that other things can happen. It means that it could recycle to a brand new buy mode. It means that it could have the deepest pullback. It means also that it could go sideways for a little while as it builds up strength to maybe go to an E or an F and then fail. So a lot of things happen, but the objective is, in the Chapman wave methodology, to get you from a buy signal to a buy mode, and the buy mode implication always says should go to at least a D. With that concept in mind, let's do this. We've got Kevin Hincks calling. All right, just please, Al, just give me a yell when he's there. Always love to talk to Kevin. So let's just do this real quickly. You've got I'll do this with the cash because it's a little bit easier to do this because that's history. That's yesterday. So leg E in the Chapman wave in the Dow. D and E is where you start to get a little cautious. Doesn't say you have to pull back sharply, but that's where you expect that there could be some kind of a pullback. And the weekly chart, we've got a recycle, and it's called alternate count D/B. And the monthly chart went very quickly from a D with one bar last month. That was August. Yeah, August. August was weak, but it only had a slightly lower high bar, and then E continued into October, and now we've got November, the first day of November, we've made new highs. It means that no matter what happens in the monthly charts in the Chapman wave methodology, you cannot get a peak until the end of December. You can get it, but it isn't officially called a peak until you close out that following month with a lower high bar. So we'll see what happens. Any new high in December just extends this peak. Let's just go on to, so that's the Dow. Let's go to the S&P. I'll do the futures in a moment because that's also very important. S&P went to a leg D. Now, this is going to be very interesting because in the continuous contract, I've only got a leg C. But I'm going to go with the cash because I think that's very important. And the moment we've got to see, but in fact, it all fits in because the QQQ, the NDX 100, went to a leg C. What am I anticipating? A D. And that says that there could be some kind of a pullback. Maybe today, well, let's see the futures. NQ futures, so far we haven't taken out yesterday's high, and that was a high of 15,914.75. And so far, the high today is 15,897. Days hasn't even begun. We've got what is that, about 20 minutes before the bell goes. So we'll be seeing what happens here. Any new high just extends leg C. I'm anticipating that we have to wait for the cues to get in line, because if you look at the IWM, it had a spectacular move. I have no choice but to call this a leg F at this particular point. It could recycle. But wow, what a spectacular move. It's been in the rectangle. The IWM Russell 2000 the small caps have been since March the week of the 19th at 234.53. It makes a peak E. In 2 bars, it goes slump. It goes all the way down to the 208s. has what we call a Chapman wave Roman candle, and then a very positive move to the upside instead of breaking down. And it goes peak, gray peak A, gray peak B, peak C1, C2, acts like a D, pulls back again from the 230 area down to the 209s, then bounces peak A, peak B. And now we've got this leg C. Oops, I shouldn't do that. That is actually a new D, because you got to pick up from before. And in other words, the rectangle formation in the iShares, the Russell 2000, has just been continuing for months. You've got March, I said April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and now we're into November, and it hasn't broken to a new high yet. It should, because in the monthly chart, peak C1, C2, just as you saw there, often goes to that leg D. So that's the Russell 2000 playing a huge catch-up. So we're going to be watching that. Now let's do this, because I want you to do this. We're going to go to Kevin as soon as I get a yell that he is there. Kevin Hincks from TD Ameritrade. We're calling in, I hope. And we'll be talking about it because he does fast money, fast markets. His show that comes in after Larry Pesavento comes in at 10 to 11 and 12, so at noon. So that's always a fascinating show. So here we go. I wanted to go through a couple of things here. Look at the EUR USD. This is the, here we go. This is the euro-dollar currency pair. Pulls back, making an arch formation is one of the techniques that I like to talk. Oh, for instance, in my all these different techniques, if you go to the front page of TFNN, I think it's still there. I did a webinar about a week ago. It's still being advertised. Everything I did there was looking towards the end of the year, going into the beginning of the 2022. So it's all pertinent to today. And these are the patterns we're looking at right here. See this arch formation? That's forming right over here. So if the dollar shows some strength, some added strength, you'd be looking at something that looks like this as the euro pulls back. So if the euro at this particular point is able to find some strength and go from 1.1602 into the preferably 1.162 area, it'll say, hey, maybe I'm even forming the H that goes to an M pattern. And if you're looking at the dollar, DXY, look at this. The dollar's holding near that upper band. We've seen this kind of triangle pattern form very often, where it comes back after a peak D, E, or F. In this case, it's a peak F at 94.56 on the 12th of October, pulls back, not sharply, but it does pull back, and it pulls back to 93.28, and then it attempts a rally. I just need to move this away, otherwise I won't see. Oops. Oh, what did I just do? It's one of those days, you can tell. Okay, there we are. We're all back. Let's see. What does it say here? It says... in the second segment. Okay, very good. So what we're looking at here as we're finishing up this first segment, I want to show you the dollar's holding well in the upper range. It's had a very nice move, and it's now consolidating at a higher level. I just wanted to show you this because the TLT is so important. That is the T-bonds, basically the Lehman 20-year, they call it the 20-year Treasury bond fund. I suspect there are longer term as well. But in the meantime, back at the range, just make the parameters for me. It's very simple. A close under, it's trading right now at 146.29, just down six ticks. But a close below 144.30, let's call it 144. A close below 144 says, be careful, because yields are probably going to be going quite a bit higher. And if there's a pop in the bonds, as bonds go up, yields come down. As bonds go down, yields go up. If there is a pop into the 149.70, 150.20 area, that would suggest strongly that yields are starting to come down, or they could ameliorate and just stay steady in the lower range. Okay, so what's really important about what we're looking at this particular point is there's residual strength. I'm going to be talking in my show. I'm going to spend some time a little later on talking about the VIX index, other than to say right now it's 16.46. It is very low. It used to be, if you go back a long time, here's my VIX index. with all the different reasons why it was skyrocketing. China domestic, this is back in August of 2015. U.S. interest rates, Trump Comey right over here in July, August, September of 2016. North Korea, higher yields back in February of 2018. It's always the same. Yields, tariffs, China. Oh, that particular one included the Saudis going to 50.33 back in February of 2018. Impeachment, back Fed yields at the spike to 36 back in December of 2019. Remember that sharp decline 2018. And then it goes on, China again, and then coronavirus business, 85.37. Can you believe that the VIX went to 83.37 back in 1987, on October the 19th? I believe it went to 100 and something. I've got it here somewhere, but I won't be able to find it right away. So that was yields. Now the yields are down to the 16. I used to say the range for the yields was between the 15s and 16s is kind of in the middle. As it goes higher, so the stock market should pull back, and as it goes lower, buying should invigorate the market so that there are big rallies. And then we went down to the 11s, then we went down to the 9s, and then we went down to 8.56. That was probably one of the lows back in October of 2017. October, huh? We always get these October lows. And then, of course, we spiked higher back into that February 2018 high with the yields at 50.30. So with that said, I'm just going to say, and I'll do a little bit more in my show coming up in the Tiger Technicians Hour at 10, but just for the moment, I just wanted to say, because I know Tommy also talks about the VIX.
Shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors. Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TESS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TESS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TESS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Hi, everyone. We are back, and it's my pleasure to invite Kevin Hincks to join us right now. Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Good morning, Basil. So nice to talk to you. How's everything going there?
Going well, thank you. And talking about well, we had a fantastic day yesterday. So we actually played outdoor tennis November the 1st. That is very unusual here in the Boston area. So, Kevin, earnings coming up. I bet you've just got a lineup already there. Talk about earnings today, right?
Well, Basil, as you know, last week was a really big week for high-profile earnings. Almost a third of all major averages came out last week. So this week, we have big numbers, not the high-profile names we had a week ago, but still some solid stocks that we can look at. Like yesterday, we looked at Under Armour, up almost 10% this morning on really good numbers. So later in the week, we'll look at Roku and Qualcomm and Square, Pinterest, Uber. Today, we're going to look at Zillow Group and Lyft on the show, and CVS Health. So all, not the big, sexy FANG stocks, but certainly good companies that are moving in this market with plenty to say about the overall health of this market. And later in the week, we'll get into some good ones with Square and Pinterest and Uber, as you know.
So Kevin, these are not necessarily the biggest companies, but certainly stocks like Roku, Zillow, one other that you just mentioned a few minutes. Square,
CVS.
And CVS, but certainly Square. These are stocks that are on a lot of fund managers' lists. So they are very important. They might not be the biggest capitalization, but certainly the percentage moves that they have can be very, very big, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, Lyft and Uber, right? That is a really fascinating discussion to have when you look. And let's face it, Zillow Group, what they're doing to the real estate market, moving it more and more online and allowing people to look at homes basically virtually in other towns, is really changing the way people look and search and buy new homes. So that's a very interesting discussion. Not to mention, their overall news story that they made a few weeks ago with purchasing homes and then suspending that purchase. So, yeah, they're still, even though, like I said, the FANG stocks and Apple, Microsoft, they all came out with earnings last week, but there's still plenty to keep us busy in this second tier of stocks, Basil.
So, Kevin, in the show, I love when I get a chance to listen to it, because you really set things up so nicely, because you're using options as a means to ameliorate having great expense to actually buy or short the stock or whatever you're looking at. So you use a particular technique that has I wouldn't say minimal, because for some people that's a big amount, but it's a minimal in terms of the overall costs of the company to be able to buy the shares. You're buying the options. So what would you be talking about specifically today? Which stocks would be of your interest and in the particular, decision to how you're going to play the options?
Yeah, we'll look at, when you look at a stock like Zillow Group, right? This is a name that we'll be talking about today. It's trading right around $95, $96. But we'll talk about how this name doesn't have weekly options, which, like a stock like CVS, that's trading, again, about $90. But it has options that we can trade this week, right, with only 3 days to go till expiration. Zillow Group doesn't have those. So you've got to talk about the difference between the two trading techniques.
I just wanted to interrupt for you. Is it CVS or CBS?
CV as in Victor, the healthcare company and pharmaceutical pharmacy company.
So that's going to be very interesting, because in that pie that you have to be looking at, you have to be looking at continuing COVID, you have to be looking at healthcare. So this is a lot more complex, because you've got unknowns, and therefore using options is just a perfect medium, isn't it?
What options does, Basil, it allows people with maybe small to medium-sized accounts to trade names like Amazon and Apple and Tesla and these names. And, Tesla averages about 2 million option contracts a day just in Tesla. That's how much speculation is going on in Tesla in terms of the option market. So
that is
the
incredible.
option volume has exploded lately, as you know, Basil.
Certainly do. So, Kevin, I'm going to advise everyone, TD America, this is going to be at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Time. Kevin Hincks should be a fantastic show. We love listening to it. Thank you so much, Kevin. Have a great day.
Thanks for having me on, Basil.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. We're back, and this is Basil Chapman sitting in for Tommy O'Brien. This is the market kickoff, and wow, did we kick off? The Dow just popped up 27 points. The S&P's up 4. I have NVAX in the Tiger YouTube. Big discussion here on NVAX. It goes into what they do and all that. Dr. Hong's pharmacy classrooms. What is this? NVAX. But I've got it right here. NVAX is up 9 at 182. You've got the cup formation right here. This is leg B, and that pops up to, that's right there. Very interesting pattern. It went from the arch, the Chapman wave, dreaded H pattern, successful test. It didn't get to the low, and now it's making a cup formation. It's trading at 181 NVAX. This is, every day we got a couple of stocks that just either gap down or gap up, and then you have to assess where they are. So basically what this is doing is, if it's right on the 200-period moving average, if it's able to get, with today's Tuesday, if by Wednesday afternoon or Thursday at this time, between maybe 9:30 to 10:30, if it's able to have pushed above 188 to try to get into that gap that was there back in late September, going up to the 200 area, that's going to be important. If it gives back, then this 200-period moving average could act like a magnet so that it does pull back, but it keeps trying to test this 182 level, watching it closely. All right, so that's just for those of you who are in it over there. So let me do this. I'm going to go to live charts. I'm going to the Dow. Dow right now hasn't made a new all-time high. Yesterday it made the all-time high of 36,006, wasn't it? 36,009. 36,009. And what I'd say to subscribers is that I anticipated that the whole area of 35,900s could become a resistance area, even if there was just a momentary pop, not a close, but a momentary pop into the 36,000s. Now, this is going to be very important. Why? Because in the 120-minute chart, we made a peak C at that 36,009 level, pull back, and now we are up 38 points, and I suspect there's going to be an attempt to at least just test the 36,010 or higher level, and then we'll see where it closes, and that's going to be really important. So a couple of things, since whenever I'm able to, I have the Tiger YouTube up. Folks, if this is a fantastic medium, I mean, wow. It's really terrific. You see all the shows, you get to, and they're archived. So what I like to do is I have it there, and sometimes I can listen, sometimes I'm busy, I'm just not able to listen, but I have it. And I know that there are certain stocks that Tommy Jr. is always looking at. So let's just do this. I'm going to run through, we've got the Dow, we've got the S&P also, just a fraction underneath yesterday's high. It's at 4619.05. That was the high today, that is. Yesterday's high was 4620.34. I suspect we're going to try to get there. We've got the QQQ 123, QQQ underneath the 383.15 high. Let me just double check. No, I think that was wrong. I didn't update that. I got it right there. 387.56. Let me just change that. 387.56 high. Is trading right now at 386.97, just under it. I wonder if today we make a peak C, and then tomorrow or the next day we just pop to another high, and then we've got our Ds, and everything lines up. Look at the IWM, the Russell 2000 had a big move up, made it. Did it make an all-time high? 234.45, 234.53. For those of us who have been in markets for a long time, it is just uncanny how after months and sometimes years, stocks or indices can come back. They can drop 20%, 30%, and then come back to within 1 point or sometimes even pennies of the all-time high. It's such a remarkable animal, the market. It's fascinating. That's why I think so many of us we love it. So we're talking about the IWM is down 54 cents at 233.47. I'm calling this a leg F. Everything's lining up for some kind of a pullback. We're going to be talking about this a little bit more in my show, but in this particular instance, I want to show you that the SMHs, this is the Semiconductor Index, another fantastic move, all-time high, 278.80, up 2.02. In leg E, broke the left side, right side price time match in the cup formation. This is if anyone has been short the semiconductors, this is devastating. The last 2 days, I mean, you should feel like you're being targeted, and you're absolutely being targeted, because these with the chip shortage, this is so fascinating. Look at this monthly chart. If I say to you, throughout this whole period, this period right here, you see all these green candles, one or two little red ones. Apologies for a down intra-month pullback, and then it makes a new high. This is the chip shortage. And the chip shortage goes from 96, round number low, in March of 2020, where it was just hinted at, to later in the year where it was discussed, to all of this year. And where are we? We're from 96, round number low, March of 2020, to today's high of 278.83. I would say that a move from 96 to 278 says chip shortage. Is this a prank? What have you been playing, a game or something? Well, actually, it is a chip shortage. It's a chip shortage in some areas. But when you look at some stocks, and this was discussed, and I was asked if I would talk about it, I will. NVIDIA today's in leg C, but it has made a new all-time high. So you have to wait at least one more session before you can get your peak C. It could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4 sessions. But until you get a lower high bar, to you actually create that, like a mountain. You talk about peaks because one side goes up and the other side goes down. So what we've got here is that, and the selectivity. Look at NVIDIA, all-time high of 260.72. Leg E in the weekly, leg F in the monthly. It could even have recycled to a brand new F/B. This is just amazing. And look at Intel. So it's so selective. Intel has gapped down a week and a half ago from the 54 area, slumps down to the 47s, trading right now at 49. Look at advanced micro devices. Now, advanced micro devices for a long time, that was called cutting edge. So NVIDIA and advanced micro devices, this is really Dave White's specialty. So if you listen to him, he's always talking about this. But advanced micro devices, they have found a way around the chip shortage in terms of their product line. And you can see that it is a little bit under the all-time high, peak C, going probably to leg D, above 128.08. That was the high of the 27th. And then I think we've got to be a little bit careful. And then we might find that when you're looking at chip shortage, look at Ford Motor Company. Ford made a new recovery high. It's at 17.84. So it is so selective that Hewlett Packard is HPQ. So I haven't notated that for a while. Yeah, even Hewlett Packard's doing quite nicely. So this is so selective. I'll be back in a moment. The Dow's up 6, S&P's up 7. Basil Chapman sitting for Tommy O'Brien.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com. Then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Everyone, Basil Chapman sitting in for Tommy O'Brien. This is Market Kickoff. So if we've got a kickoff, let's just go through these things again. What is really important right now is where, at least as far as I'm concerned, we're really looking at a smorgasbord of different sectors, stocks within different sectors, and we cannot ignore the commodities. So I just wanted to show you something here very interesting. Look, wheat is trading at a new recovery high. It's at 805, a really strong leg E. How many E's and D's are we looking at in these different indices? So the weekly chart leg C is still very positive. And one of the reasons why we've been long the DBA since 13.77 way back in July of last year, taking just one little bit off, is because I think the grains are going to tell us a lot of things. And grains, even though this is the winter time, the grains have been suddenly, they were weak and now they're strong. So you've got wheat up very nicely. You've got soybeans kind of stuck, but it's just starting to move right now. At 1260, it's up 12. If the soybean continuous contract can get anywhere close to 1268, 1272, then this 200 period moving average will become a magnet of 1283. If it stalls, it'll just be stuck in a trading range. But I think that this is good action. The MACD is strong, stochastic strong. If you're looking at corn, or Khan, as we say here in the Boston area, look at this huge leg D in the, this is the daily chart, up 5 3/4 at 584. But wait a minute, we're only stuck in a rectangle formation in the weekly chart, and the monthly chart is improving a lot. So you've got the grains actually participating here. So we've got such an interesting market because in all the different areas that you would expect in this, with COVID and all that, why would you be expecting during COVID that all of a sudden you'd get grains moving up? Well, that's because we are looking at different aspects. The COVID aspect was really RTH. This is the shopping spree that has been in place. We're almost at all-time highs in the Van Eck retail ETF, but that also affects the eating, which means that all those canned goods, all those different products at the supermarket, they get bought a lot. But now all of a sudden people are moving out. If anybody's been out, look at the pictures of the Thanksgiving. There were people, Salem up here on the North Shore, Salem, Massachusetts. This is the witch town. This is, they had 500,000 people, I think, in just the month of October there. So things are happening. People are coming out. They're stepping outside. They're participating more. More people are going to the office. So I think this is all very important. The fact that the retail, the Van Eck retail ETF is almost within fractions of an all-time high. The fact that you've got prices wherever you go, prices are up. And yet people are buying. But there was also a big savings factor. People saved a lot of money last year, or at least earlier this year, going into, say, the summer of this year. And I think that part of it is a very bullish, a very good thing. So you also got an incredible thing that happened. You saw crude oil prices doubling. I mean, really, from the 40s just 8 months ago, to 83.59 right now, down 46 on the day, trying to break out, but getting stuck here. This is a crude oil. So this is a very complex period. When we say this is unlike any other period, this is one time you can really say it's unlike any other period. If you're looking at gold, normally gold would benefit tremendously in an upheaval time like this. But no, what you've got is you've got the Bitcoin taking its place. And Bitcoin is up today, 1935 at 63,550. This is the Bitcoin, the futures. You've got a peak D that completed a move down with a down arrow. So it's been digesting gains for about 2 weeks or so. I've only got a leg C a peak C in the weekly chart. That should go a little higher, and a leg D in the monthly. But that's been the play. In other words, you've got the whole Bitcoin aspect taking the place for many people who use the gold as a trading vehicle. I think Bitcoin has taken its place, at least for now. And until you see the XLF, that's the financials, really take a big hit because for whatever the issues are, the financials start to deteriorate. And so the quality so far has been very good. But let's just say the XLF, the S&P Select Financial Spider Fund, trading at 40.21, suddenly dives down to 38.50. At that point, I wouldn't be surprised if gold actually, because that's an international thing, that says that countries are starting to get a little nervous about the financials. I would even include the dollar at that particular point. The dollar suddenly starts to break and goes under 92.50. I think at that point you will see gold start to move, and that would be for a very different reason. So in your analysis at this particular point, I think you have to be very selective and say, I don't want to get in the way of any freight train. Talking about a freight train, look at the IYT, almost at decent recovery highs. 287.40 was the all-time high of the iShares Dow Jones Transportation Average Index Fund, and it slumped down to the 241 area back in September. Now it's way back at 271. It's only 6-7 points away from an all-time high. Look at CSX today. I got it right. I said CSX makes a peak E. What a spectacular move. All-time high just 3 days ago. This is rails. So this is what I'm saying. Look at jets. So you've got, even in the transportation index, you've got a huge divergence. The global jets ETF makes a high just at about 29 back in March of this year, April, and then slumps down to 21s, bounces to 25, and now it's at 22. So you can see that this is a far more complex scenario than we've had for a very long time. That's really the point that I'm making, and you have to be specific. I know I've seen Tommy talk about this. I don't know if he has a position, but I'm just saying CRM, which is Salesforce, all-time high yesterday, trading at 302. This is what we're looking at. The economy now is based on specific sectors that are really ingratiating themselves to all the various components of the economy in this particular instance. So Salesforce.com, cloud computing, that's the name of the game. And I think that you've got to consider that there are areas in this particular market that just up until now have been pretty much immune to the vicissitudes of all the negativity that you can see. Salesforce is right in the area that says, hey, this is where people are coming. This is very important. We've been very successful. And here it is at almost an all-time high. So I just wanted to take a moment to point out that it isn't a market. It is many markets that we're looking at, just a variety of areas that have been successful. and rumor could kill you, because look, I mean, if you took that seriously, that there was a chip shortage, you would have said that almost everything, all the automobiles, General Motors, Ford, would be very badly hit. And yeah, look at them. They've acted quite well. So I'll be back for the final segment here. I've got a couple of questions that have just come in that I want to deal with, and then I'll be going to my show, the Tiger Technicians Hour. I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman sitting for Tommy O'Brien.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. Basil Chapman sitting for Tommy O'Brien. This is of course, the Market Kickoff show at 9 o'clock till 10, and then at 10:05, 10:06, I take over for my show, the Tiger Technicians Hour. So just let me do this real quickly. Let me just say that the day is young, but I am looking at if the Dow is unable to make a new recovery high today, an all-time high that is today, if the S&P, which has already gone just fractionally, has it gone above? Let me just have a look. Yes, it's gone to a new all-time high. It's the QQQ that we're watching closely. If the Qs, they've taken away. This is leg C. So far, everything is still very positive. I am anticipating that a little later in this week, we finally get a leg D in the QQQ, the IWM. The IWM, not the IWM, the Invesco Trust Index 100. And at that point, we'll start to get somewhat cautious. In the meantime, we're still holding our long positions. We could be preparing for some kind of a pullback. Meantime, back at the ranch, all I can say is that the gush of buying yesterday to make all-time highs in almost all the indices has extended their monthly legs to the upside, it means you've got to wait until all of December. Even if there's a tumble in November and a tumble in December, you actually have to wait in the Chapman wave methodology. If you're looking at a monthly candle, you have to wait for the month to finish to see whether or not you get your peak. So far, and I always say that when the Dow, I'm using the Dow just for the moment, when the Dow makes a new yearly recovery high in the last week of October, first week of November, having gone through the September, October, very often big pullbacks, there's a good chance that it's going to close the year very well, close to those highs. So that's just to sum it up. In the meantime, back at the ranch, I'll be going through a number of things in my show coming up. The Tiger Technicians Hour, and of course you've got Larry Pesavento, you've got Steve Rhodes, Dave White, Tom O'Brien, just a wonderful succession of shows that all day. And I know people always say, isn't it great that we can have these commentaries all day? This is something really special at TFNN. So I think we're just about to wrap up. And don't forget Kevin's show. We spoke to Kevin just a moment ago. This is the TD America. This is going to be at noon o'clock. So great programming coming up. Have a great day. Dow's up 2, S&P's up 9. I'll be right back. I'll do the update, and then I'll do my show, The Tiger Technicians Hour. Thanks for being